Well, hey guys, how you been? It's been a minute. It has been a minute. For the 13 of you that have stuck around, welcome back. This is the Cool Car Clinic. We're gonna get right back into all the cool cars. So, right off the hip, want to apologize for not posting content in a long time. Had a lot of life happen. Okay, a lot of life happens in between there, but all good. Behind me, you will see. Blue house is still rocking, and peeking behind me, look, we got some goodies there to show you. So let's get right into it. Welcome back. My goodness, it's been so long, I forgot how to film. Okay, so this video is going to be based on my new daily, which is the HELLCAT Durango. But I will show you guys what's coming up in the future. Wife's TTS, really cool. Walk around this corner here and show y'all. They just decided, let's just start with all of the vehicles we currently have here now that actually run, and then we'll get through all the stuff that doesn't. And so I have plenty of stuff to show you guys. So peeking around the corner, just a little sneak peek. What is that? We got a couple more over there, and then way over there, can't see, it's too far, but there's a couple more hiding over there. So it is extremely windy right now, super bummer. So we're gonna fast forward and let the wind die down a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll show you why I do believe, okay, this is the best third row seat daily driver you can get on the market today. Prove me wrong. Let's go. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it right there. I was gonna move it out, but I'm trying to block the wind, so we're gonna use the house for the wind right now. Okay, so yeah, so let me give you a little history. In the midst of these videos, gosh, I'd probably have had 5 or 6 different daily drivers. I can't even really remember what some of them were. A couple older Tahoes, which I actually do have, I'll show you. I've had a couple of diesel pickups. And you know what, man? Just real quick, I mean, my family's grown. I'm a family of 5. Typically in the morning, I'm the one that drops most of the kids off at school. So I really don't need the third row, but it is really awful convenient. And so going through like the daily driver thing, I kind of realized that, honestly, I kind of need a third row seat, or it is kind of nice rather, you know. So I thought, you know, what the heck, what are my options? And there's really not a lot of them. There's like an Audi SQ7, you know, third row seats. Obviously an Escalade V, but that's kind of a little bit of a league of its own. You know, not really a whole lot of options for, you know, big V8, big humping V8, third row seat SUVs. So, you know, kind of limited there. So just decided, hey, what the heck, let's jump on a Durango HELLCAT. Always wanted one. Let's see what they're about. This is a 2022. From 21 to currently, basically, they're all kind of the same. There's very little differences, and they change inside, which I will show you when we get in there. But on the outside, aesthetically, this thing is big, mean, and lean. So the differences on the normal ones is the hood. You know, it's got the functional hood scoops or heat exchanger. Basically, this will gets the heat out. On this side, I do have an intake, and it does have a water shield, if you can see that. That keeps the water or the rain from pouring directly onto the big JLT intake. But it does work. When this thing gets hot, you can put your hands over there and you can feel the heat coming out. So functional hood, bigger bumper, the black valences. I do think they have a little bit of wider fenders, pretty sure. And then obviously the SRT HELLCAT signature wheels, Pirelli Scorpions, and then the big Brembos. In the back, I think it's identical. I don't think there's any changes in the back. It's mostly just, you know, the sides of fenders in the front, but very mean looking. I do love it. So you guys know the deal. We'll rattle off a couple of the specs, a couple of the things that I like, and we'll jump right into it. And I just will say, obviously, right, not sponsored by Dodge, clearly, right? There's an Audi sitting right there. not sponsored by Dodge, don't have any play in this. So, you're going to get the raw feel of what I think on this deal. I've had it several months now, so I've had a decent amount of time to get a good feel for it. So you'll get, the things I love about it, what I don't like about it, and you'll just hear my expertise, and which I'm not an expert by any means, right? But I do get to play with lots of cars, and so you will hear what I think it stacks up against the rest of them. So right off the rip, obviously, 6.2 liter Hemi. These are rated at 710 horsepower. This one does have a couple of things done to it, just simple stuff. Catch can does have an intake, some exhaust work done, very light things. I just wanted it to sound good and breathe a lot better. Looking into doing a couple of things, Hennessy Stage 2. We'll talk about that later, but for now, that's all it's done to it. It is a ripper, though, let me tell you. 8-speed automatic, 5,700 pounds, big girl, okay? Big girl, third row seat, again. 12 cities, 17 highway. I'm just going to tell you right now. No, not anywhere close. This thing gets 7 miles to the gallon at best, 7.8. I'll give it 8 miles sometimes. On the highway, I think the best that I've seen is maybe 12 and a half. Definitely not anything more than that, I will say. 17, I have never got anything remotely close. And I am a big cruise control guy on the highway. We'll cruise the speed limit and put the adaptive cruise on and let it ride. I'm not like in and out of the gas, punching it, passing people, none of that. I'm trying to save fuel, actually, and it is not anywhere near 17, okay? Let me just tell you that. So Dodge, fooling people there. But obviously, when you get 700 horsepower in 3 rows, you're probably not getting it for the MPGs. Okay. Talked about the Brimbos, okay? These brakes are awesome. This thing does whoa up like you wouldn't believe. You can get on it and hit the brake. It's awesome, right? I love these things. 6-piston caliper, okay? 16-inch discs in the front, massive. 13-inch in the rear. Yeah, this thing's awesome. No braking complaints there, okay? Actually, Dodge put a spec in here. I think it'll do 70 to 0 in 165 feet. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, okay? Could be wrong. Also, talking specs, 12-second quarter mile. I think 12.0 flat is what Car and Driver clocked this still at. 115 miles an hour, okay? Really impressive. Again, 3 rows, and it's 6,000 pounds, okay? Crazy. I love the way this thing looks. I'm walking around talking to you guys, but I'm just staring at it. I mean, man, it just it's almost like cartoony, right? Because you compare it to a stock one, which you guys have all seen one, like the normal GT ones. They have little tiny wheels, 18-inch, they're super skinny. These are big, meaty 295s. They stick out just a hair. It's just wide and in your face. It just looks like it shouldn't exist, right? It looks like it shouldn't be a thing. And it absolutely is a thing. One more quick little visual, okay? We'll get a couple clips of the inside, and then we'll hop in the inside, and I'll go over a couple things on there. But outside, I'm just trying to think. I mean, anything... all my critiques and stuff are basically going to be on the inside and features and stuff wise. I mean, because outside it looks great. The lighting's great. The lights are fine. It looks good. The wheels are good. The hood's cool. All of that stuff aesthetically looks really good. I do think one thing I will say, the Hellcat things are very subtle. And when you do see a 392, it's very tough to tell the difference. You do have the little SRT badge right here. And then aside from that, obviously, and this in the back, that's really it. But if you're looking on the side of an SRT 392 one, it looks the same. By the way, people plate, I know you guys saw it. Everybody's gonna comment on it. Kit Kat. Yeah, my favorite candy, by the way. So yeah, I mean, that would kind of be it. I mean, I do like the low keyness. You know, I wouldn't like it probably if it had a big old badge that said Hellcat or something crazy, you know, like some of the TRXs do. I probably wouldn't dig that, but I don't know, maybe a badge on the side or something. I don't know, just something a little bit extra to know that it's something a little bit different. I mean, heck, I mean the price difference alone. I mean, they're $20,000-$30,000 difference from a 392 SRT Durango to a Hellcat. I mean, goodness. While we're on the price subject, I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, by the way, these things are crazy expensive, you know, and I'm not saying that because I got one, obviously. I mean, I searched quite a bit to find one in the price range that I was willing to pay with the color that I wanted and the options that I wanted, which I'll show you guys out on the inside here in a second. But, you know, they are expensive, and it is a Dodge product, obviously. You know, when you talk about $100,000, you know, Dodge deal, I mean, yes, we know the Challengers and Chargers and, you know, the King Daytonas and Hellcat Red Eyes, Demon 170, whatever, right? I mean, Dodge is like the king of names, so they have 38 bazillion different names. And I know those have been $100,000 or more forever, but gosh, I mean, it's still a tough pill to swallow. These are $100,000, and then you start putting them into other car brackets that are $100,000 as well. Then it starts just to make you think, okay, well, you know, should I be getting something else? I mean, because for $100,000, it kind of does kind of open up your options of third row seat vehicles to get. But however, this is really one of the only ones, one of two really, that over 700 horsepower in third row seats. So pretty dang cool. Okay. All right. That's it. Enough talking about the outside. Let's get in the inside. Check this out. Ready, go. Okay, so sitting inside the unit here, we'll jump right in. I love the seats. Okay, the seats are nice and comfortable. I love that. They look good. I love the red. Okay, I love the leather wrap dash. Double stitching. It's all super nice, high quality work. That looks all good. I love that. I love the new 16-inch display. If you guys know, like the older ones and like the Trackhawks, well, the older model Trackhawks, they have that little, I believe it's a 10-inch display. I can't remember, but it is much smaller. It's older technology. The display isn't that good. You know, this is much more crisp and 3D. I do love. You still have all of your SRT pages in there, which I do like. It is the nice Uconnect software, so it is rather quick. It has, you know, boost pressure, race car stuff, you know, intake air temp, intercooler, coolant temp, air fuel, oil pressure, battery, trans temp. It is running, obviously. Center, you have a combination between analog and digital. The center is digital with your gauge cluster there. Okay, you do have coolant temp, fuel, and then your analog half a moon sweep speedo. In the center there, you can change all your displays to make it show whatever you want, which is kind of cool. There's tons of options to do there. I do love that. I love all the forged carbon forged carbon in all the doors and the door panels. Okay, Alcantara headliner. I love the rear entertainment. I had to search quite hard to find one. Most of them don't. So dual 9-inch screens behind both seats. HDMI ports. Does have a 110. We have plugged in like a PlayStation. That is kind of cool. You do have wireless headphones for each of the back people, the back passengers. That is awesome. I do love that. Just the body and chassis itself, shows its age. I think this thing has been around since 2018, if I'm not mistaken, and they've added some stuff. So before they didn't have a wireless charger, they do now. It takes up most of the space down there. If you see, that's all of the space I have, like half a finger's length worth, just a little bit in there. I put my gate clickers in there, and that's pretty much it. Some gum, and it's full. They have added some USB ports down in there. That's really cool. Okay, little coin purse in there. Boy, does that really show the age. Center console, you have your DVD player in there, and then so that takes up the majority of the space. So I have some extra chewing gum in there, the remote for the DVDs, my registration, and it is full. So there's not a lot of storage. They really took it up to get your wireless charger and some modern things in there. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Love the big fat steering wheel. Okay, does really show its age with the buttons though. You have this whole section for cruise control, and this whole bottom section is adaptive cruise control. Newer things, or just more modern, I guess, newer vehicles, I guess I'm trying to say. They're just incorporated all together. Clean that up. You could have used these for something else, whatever. Also, the answering a phone call, answer, hang up. I mean, they're labeled, they're colored. I mean, goodness, holy 2008. Okay, just shows its age. Also, again, I do love the fact that it's a big fat steering wheel, flat bottom. I love that. It feels really good. It's comfortable. It is heated, but the heated button is way over here, and it is 48 miles long. Goodness gracious. Okay, speaking of which, you do have cooled and heated seats. That is very nice. They work quite well. I do love that. Okay, all in all, the interior of this thing is beautiful. I really do like it. I really do. You can tell there's a couple things that were like afterthoughts, like I pointed out, the chargers and stuff like that. I don't really dig the power liftgate thing. It's kind of goofy. You guys saw that in the video. The button is not even on the door at all. It's on the side, and it takes 49 seconds before it starts to close. I'm exaggerating, but not really. I mean, it just seems like it takes forever. You press the button, and then 10 seconds later, something happens, then it starts to lower down. I mean, I get it. They're trying to make sure no one's getting shut in there, but it just seems like it's an old sort of deal, right? Also, too, one thing to point out, other people have pointed this out in the past, the backup camera. Old school display. This is like holy 2015. Not very good pixels. It still has, just the old school bars, newer things that just, time has kind of passed that deal by. But I didn't buy this thing to nitpick the backup camera and to nitpick about the storage space because my wireless charger takes up too much. I didn't. I bought this thing because it has over 700 horsepower. It fits my family comfortably. It has rear entertainment, and it's super fun to drive. And I think most people would buy this thing for the same reasons. I mean, I don't really care about the fuel mileage. Does it suck? Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but whatever. You deal with it. You can't have everything. I've heard a lot of people whine Car and Driver for whatever reason. I'm just gonna, Car and Driver said that love the thing. First of all, love the Durango, but they said that the supercharger whine, gets old. It's kind of annoying and whiny. I mean, obviously, big root style blower things, you're gonna hear the blower. You put any sort of air induction, air intake on, it's gonna make some noise. I don't know. Is it loud? Yes. Do you always hear it? Yes. I mean, does it sound cool? Yes. I mean, is it annoying? Not really. Again, like if I wanted something quiet, we get in something else, right? Or you drive something else. I mean, that's not what this application and this platform is about. So I just have to put that out there. I mean, if you are, a elderly person or whatever, and you just buying one of these because they look cool and stuff and you like the power, that's cool. But just know, the minute you open up that exhaust and the minute you put any sort of air intake on it, it is noisy. Now, I will say, well, when I did buy this, it was 100% bone stock. I didn't shoot a video of it, but it is absolutely whisper quiet with the stock exhaust and the stock air box. I mean, you do not hear anything. I very rarely heard the supercharger, and it was honestly kind of annoying to me that I didn't hear it, because you hear like the demons and stuff that already have kind of the open air box, or you hear Hellcats around town but have air intakes, and they, you hear them when they step on them. You're like, wow, that's awesome. That thing with the stock air box, it quiets it down quite a bit. It is totally doable. If you took it to California, your wife could fall asleep, kids would fall asleep, no problem, right? My kids and my wife fall asleep in this thing now on our road trips, no complaints whatsoever. So just, again, my 2 cents on that. Just to sum it up, I really do like this thing. I'm a car guy, right? This is what the channel is. Obviously, we review cool cars. This is, to me, a cool car, right? Cool enough to where I bought one and I own it. I like the third row seat aspect. I like the fact that this thing, from a red light, will absolutely destroy, your 5.0 Mustang, your Dark Horse, even a 2-wheel drive, your Hellcat Challenger. This thing is an absolute animal off the line. Actually, sometimes violent and scary, because on track mode, when you put it in, which it didn't show you, when in track mode, just like the normal Chargers and Challengers, by the way, but when you put it in track mode, it takes the traction control off, right? And it's a little scary when you do the launch, and you do have the launch control down there. It'll spin all 4. I did it one time. It axle hopped a little sketchy, right? I'm sure I didn't have the right tire pressure and the conditions weren't the greatest, but I was like, my goodness. So, just FYI on that, okay? Didn't mean to ramble on, but I just thought you guys should know that. So, next video that you will see will be us taking it out, not at our top secret for test facility, but we're going to cruise around in the streets. We're going to do a couple little pulls, let you guys get a feel for it and hear the noises and see what you think. Let's go. Okay, so here we are now inside the vehicle on the highway. So we are just rolling down the interstate. Excuse me, keeping up with traffic. I just wanted to show you guys, with interior noise, with the exhaust, how quiet it is. Very sophisticated, very quiet, cruising along 70 miles an hour, no big deal. Also, something I want to point out too, I did just a short little rip. Check out this boost gauge. 9 PSI is all you get on stock tuning, stock blower, stock boost. So nothing, basically. This thing is barely even working, which is awesome, which just makes me want to turn it up just that much more. I mean, gosh, I would love to see what 14, 15 pounds, would do to this thing. So I just don't want to break it. I think, gosh, it's a little different when you own the stuff, I know kind of, race car life is, fix, race, break, fix again, repeat. But this is the daily, not a race car. I got one of those. It's still broken. So I'd rather not, break the daily. But at the same time, God, 9 pounds of boost just seems like it is barely working, just even to get 2-3 more pounds, would make a huge difference. And not to say that it needs it, but who doesn't want it? Who doesn't want it, right? We'll get off the interstate here in just a sec, and I did just a short little blip from a dig, and then we'll end it. The violence is real, and that was truly like 3/4 throttle, maybe, if that. I was crossing an intersection, so just trying not to kill myself there. But yeah, you get the picture, right? And there we go. Well, that's going to do it for our tutorial and the test drive on our 2022 Dodge Durango Hellcat Daily. Thanks so much for you guys for watching. Sorry it took me so long to generate this content, but stay tuned because I promise much more is coming.